But I have great respect for Coquise, and when there's a great coach, a great program with great players, especially senior-led, inevitably there's just going to be growth and improvement and changes that make them a better unit throughout the year. Playing in a fantastic league like the Big Ten, you're going to find things out about yourself, good and bad, that help you become a better team, and I think all those things have taken place. I think Lucas gets so much attention and focus, and it's well-deserved, there's no question, but I think there's so many other players like Edwards on that team that have just evolved into these really, really big roles that maybe they didn't have a year ago, and that's one of the things that makes them one of the best teams in the country. I think they've got good balance, and you make a bad mistake as a team if you just go, hey, we can stop Lucas, we can stop this team. First of all, you probably can't stop Lucas, and and second of all, there's a lot of talented players on that squad. I think this time of year, especially when you're playing the second game and you've got one day of practice really and squeeze in some film sessions, and it's just a lot of mental preparation. Your emphasis really is on you and what you do and your stuff, and hopefully you can pick up a few things here or there. But that was a great game yesterday, a great game for Penn State's fans, and Wichita State obviously has a lot to be proud of as well. I wished I could have watched more of it, but I was a lot more concerned with Dayton. I think they've got good athleticism on the perimeter, led by a very, very capable and quick and dynamic point guard. So I think there's a lot of teams that, we can kind of draw some parts of game plans over the past 2 months and, kind of trigger memories for our kids and say, hey, remember when we did this against South Carolina, or when we repped this in our bye week before we played Georgia, or that sort of thing. And, that's hopefully going to be important, but you got to make those things important when you actually hit the court. I just think when you get to this point in the season and, you're playing a team like Penn State at Penn State with so many seniors, emotion, some of those things that the intangibles really are going to be a big part of what goes on. Will speed versus size be an issue? I think in some matchups it will, but Penn State has speed as well. They're not slow, and I think in some instances, we have size on our side, and it's not by being bigger; it's by being smaller. Kind of like Carly said, that's one of the things that we've tried to use to our advantage, is making people uncomfortable with our size. A lot of people look at it as a lack of size, but we dwell on our size as being a positive.
Paul Moody from the Center Daily Times, State College. For the players, what were your impressions? What you were able maybe to see Penn State yesterday? And does Penn State compare with anybody that you see in the SEC?
Well, it wasn't our first time seeing Penn State play. We got a chance to see them play a little bit in the Bahamas, so it was good to see them again. Teams definitely change a lot from November to March. It's good to see a team play, but it's different when you play against them. You get a feel for the emotional things, that intangible things that you don't get to see on film. So it was good to see them play. And as far as comparable to the SEC, they have a lot of size, like a lot of teams in the SEC have. You have big teams like Tennessee, LSU, South Carolina, which have those 6'3", 6'4" kids, multiples down low. So we have seen it before, so that's what we thought.
With that size, how do you think your speed as a team kind of matches up against opponents when they have that sort of size?
Something that we have known all year is that we're smaller than everybody else. So we're a team that likes to play in transition, and that's kind of a flaw for teams that are bigger. They can't really play in transition as much as we do. So we're going to try to use that to our advantage, like we have been all year, and play great help side and just try to force them to do things that they're not comfortable with. Because sometimes playing someone who's smaller than you is a lot more uncomfortable than playing someone the same size as you. Playing in the NCAA tournament is already an opportunity, but being able to play a team on their home court in the NCAA to go to the Sweet 16 is a huge opportunity for us, and we're excited for that challenge. It's going to be, a hostile environment in here. It's always hostile whenever you go play someone else on their home court, but, we're excited for it, and who doesn't love to play in front of a bunch of, crazy fans? So we're excited about that, and we don't see that as, a disadvantage for us. It's just exciting, and we're ready to take on whatever the crowd gives us tomorrow night.